Hello, and welcome to Shark Cut Up CNC. Remember, I created a video a while back showing how to create clip art that you can save to your computer in the local files on your computer. These were wall tiles that I had created. We're going to take and create the wall tile all the way through to give you an example of what the wall tile will look like when I get through with it. So in this particular instance, I've already got the vectors chosen from my panel here. And when I saved these vectors, I had saved them with the layers, the vectors associated to layers. And of course, I'd saved it with the layer 1 as empty. And we really don't need this for this particular video, so we'll delete that so it doesn't confuse us. But the stars are on their own layer, which you just saw disappear, and the profile vector is on its own layer. And that is the reason for that is it makes it easier to associate the vectors to a toolpath by using the layer that is associated to. So let's get started here on creating toolpaths for side 1. It's a two-sided because I want to use this as a partition, and you're going to be able to see through the stars. So let's do the stars first, and it's going to be 0.77. I'm not changing it. I've already used this once, so I don't have to change anything. I just have to review it. 7.7 is our material thickness. If I go back to the drawing tab, there's our 7.5. 7.7 brings it a little bit below into the spoil board, which cuts it through. That's good. I want two tools for the tool path. One is a big cut, and the other is a smaller diameter cut to get in these tight corners here. And of course, it's not going to go all the way into that corner because it's a 1/16th bit. It may get maybe a 32nd or a 16th off of it, but that doesn't matter. It won't be that noticeable. So let's get with this. And you go to the vector selection. Rather than doing it manually, we're going to do it automatically. And I've got it set over to the side so I can see my vectors being highlighted when I choose them. Normally, this stuff may be in another position, like open, all visible. All right, we want closed, and you can have both open, closed and open vectors chosen. I don't want all the visible layers. I want just the selected layer, and that's going to be my stars. And you notice it's highlighted here in the drawing window. Now I associate that layer with the stars to the toolpath. And I calculate it, and it's telling me it's going a little below. That's acceptable to me. Thinking some more. Boom, done. Okay, now we got our pocket toolpath. We've visualized that. Make sure it's okay. See, it didn't go all the way to the corners. It's rounded a 1/4 inch as to the tool itself. Now it's gone out further, but you see it's still rounded. It's not a point. So the 1/16th can't even get all the way out there, but it looks good enough for my purpose. Okay, now I want to add an angle to the edge of these stars. I'm going to use a profile toolpath once again, and I'm going to use a 60-degree V-bit. I'm cutting it halfway down, half the thickness of the material, and it's on the vector so that it will actually cut. If you put it on the inside, it won't cut. If you put it on the outside, it'll cut the outside, but it won't do it the way you want it. Now we go to the selector vector, or automatic selection of vectors. And it's already got the closed vectors, which is the stars. It's got the stars, but it's not associated. So we just click the association and close that. And now we calculate the toolpath. And then we can preview the toolpath to make sure it does exactly what I want it to do. And if I cock this a little, you'll see that it angled to the midsection of the thickness of the material. Now, when we do the other side, it'll do the same thing. So you'll have that nice contour or chamfer on both sides. What I'm going to do right now while I'm thinking about it is I'm going to take, it's highlighted, that profile, and I'm going to save, well, I got to click it. Yeah, save all, not all visible. I just want the selected. Yeah, they don't have to, selecting it is doing it this way. So we click on that, and I'm going to put it on my desktop. Save to the desktop. Got to minimize something over on my other monitor and move it to where I can see it. All right, that's going to be for the opposite side. I saved it as a template. That way I can just reload it on the other side. It's the same thing as copying, but you're having to go through several other steps to get there. Eventually, Vectric may get around to the giving us a feature to where we can copy toolpaths from one side to the other. But right now, as it stands, we don't have that feature available. So the next thing I want to do is I want to go to the opposite side, because that's all I'm doing right now on this side. But I made a mistake, and my vectors need to be on this side also. So let's go back, right click on any one of the vectors. Hello. Okay, you got to highlight the vector and then right click. And of course, it would be best to take them all. Right click, copy to the other side, flip over to the other side. Okay, we're on the other side. Now I can load my tool path. See, there it is. But now I have to check it and make sure that it's what I want. 375, blah, blah, and it's got the stars. All I got to do now is say calculate, preview it, and that looks good. It's There we go. Look at that. Nice. And it's just showing the one side right now, I think. No, maybe not. It's showing both sides. Perfect. So see there, you got your angle on both sides. Chamfer on the stars. It gives it a nice look. Now we can add another tool path, which will be a profile tool path. And it's no longer going to be the V-bit. It's going to be a down cut 1/4 inch, And we want to go through the material thickness because this is going to cut out the panel. Of course, if you got a 12 by 12 block right there and it is an even square, you don't have to. You can just do all that and just pull it off the spoil board, and you go and put another one down in your jig or whatever, and just keep cutting stars like that. Wall tiles. And the wall tiles eventually can be put all together side by side. Okay, now we're viewing this. We got our 2-5, and we want it on the outside of the vector. In fact, the vector that we're going to be choosing is this one here, but we're going to choose it using the selector vector tool. It's a closed vector. Select a vector only. We turn off the stars, turn on the profile, and associate it to the tool path. Now we calculate that. And we preview that. And there we have our eliminate the excess material. There we have our wall tile or partition tile. And it's got the 60-degree angle on both sides of the stars. So there you have it, folks. Creating a wall tile or partition tile using VCarve Pro or Aspire, and you could possibly do it in desktop too. Thank you for watching Shark Cut Up CNC.